Yo, what up, YouTube? I'm Shotgun Shogun, and I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. Well, actually, I hadn't gone to sleep yet, but I got into a nice little argument with somebody who wanted to flex their knowledge of the mechanics of the game on Facebook and call me a clown because they didn't understand the fact that extra damage doesn't matter on LQC, whether your initial target is defense broken or not. And I'm petty, so I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to prove you wrong. I have tested a plethora of mechanics in this game. I know quite a few of them inside and out. Speed RNG, the fact that evasion is additive instead of multiplicative, all kinds of other things. I've tested all of these. So when somebody wants to come in here and call me a clown when they don't even understand the very basics of the mechanics of the game or literally understand and read the skills. Now, I'm sure that, Patrick here is not an English as a first language individual, as very well pointed out by their posts. But anyways, I'm petty. I grabbed Frost, and here is some testing of LQC splash damage in a vacuum. Now, I know that this is probably literally redundant for anybody with even the most basic level of understanding of the game, but bear with me because I just wanted to put Patrick on blast. So as you can see, we are using Falconeer Quarry in order to provide the single target defense break for the second round. I also have Gloomy Rain here in order to hold a book. Now we have used 2-star fodder to level the playing field here. We don't have any sort of damage mitigation. We don't have anything like that. I also wanted them to be slow so that the Hellcutter stacks wouldn't be off, so that this would give us a very baseline level of examples here. So we did see 9380 on the top one, 9265 on the back one, and 9351 on the bottom one. Now let's get into the second one where we put a defense break onto the A-Ravi. So as you could see, the defense break had zero impact on the amount of damage that was done. We still saw 9,200 damage, even with the defense break. Now, like I said, I did use the Falconeer Quarry to provide the defense break, and I wanted to make sure that it was single target and everything was sterile in this environment. And the reason being because, well, anybody with any sort of reading comprehension would be able to read that this smashes the enemy with a sword and attacks, recovering health proportional to the damage dealt. Penetrates the target's defense by 50%, period. When the target is a dark elemental hero, this increases damage dealt and inflicts additional damage proportional to the caster's attack to all enemies except for the target. Now, the reason that this is very important is because that this scales off of your attack. That's why Hellcutter is so good. That's why originally when Little Queen Charlotte came out, she was used as a splash damage cleaver, and people were running very, very high attack Little Queen Charlotte with the bare minimum amount of critical hit damage and critical hit chance in order to utilize the splash damage. Now, one thing to point out, because this is an ability that works very much like Bryceria, Uberius Tooth, works like Rengar's Drink, this does bypass 70% of the target's defense because that is how extra true damage works. Now, if the additional targets did have defense break, then it would increase the damage because those targets have less defense. But that wasn't the original argument. The original argument was that if you go into a defense broken APOC Ravi with the S3, it will increase the splash damage. So there you go. For those of you at home who are scratching your head as to why this would even be considered a question, which here, I'll show you my stats, by the way. Yeah, I don't know why this was a question either, but there you go. The more you know.